All right. Might as well get this started now. Is everyone hearing me okay? Yeet. Sorry about the lateness. The dog was kind of crying and had to calm him down. All right, so welcome to Bartertown. Just first off, just want to say that this type of server is kind of just so we can all just kick back and talk about whatever we want to talk about and not have kind of like the restrictions of the same old radio stations and, like tight suits and stiff necks. So just have some fun with us and we'll have some fun with you and we'll talk to a couple people and all that good thing. Today's safe word is pineapple. And one of our guests today, Salem Koch, the Admiral Settlement Defense Front. It's going to be a little late, so we'll probably pop in later. But we got Queen M, Director of Internal Affairs at the Commonwealth. And we have young Gilo from Advances. Possibly Chris 259 from the new alliance called New York. And Henrik from the other Game of Thrones alliance, House Stark. So I'll just give you guys a basic rundown of how this whole radio show will work. Because, it's my first one, and I kind of want to be different than the rest of the same old stuff. So after we talk, our guests will move on towards an open discussion between you guys, the listeners, and we'll talk about current events, game changes, or any types of topics worth discussing. And if you guys have questions, we'll just add you in so you can ask the questions over voice. Or if you don't have a mic, you can just post it up in the channel. Just use the BT broadcast channel for all discussion and questions related to what we're talking about. And if you want to direct any question at any type of guest, just highlight them. And as long as we're ready to go, we're going to start out with Queen M, which I believe it's your morning. Possibly.
Hello?
Yo. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Everyone else?
Okay. Hi. Can everybody hear me? Hello, hello. Hi.
Hey.
Hey. How you doing, Max?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for inviting me.
So you got a few of the questions that I wanted to talk to you about today. So hopefully
I did, but I actually forgot them already because I didn't want to sound too rehearsed. So
that's fine. We'll just take it from the top. I didn't really know anything about you up until a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah.
Maybe there's more people that don't really know you. So why don't you just start out with telling us a little bit about yourself in relation to politics and war, maybe a little bit of your history and alliance you've been in.
Sure. I started the game in the beginning of August. It was maybe August 9th, 10th, or 11th. I had been playing nation states and got really bored with it because the questions had been repeating themselves and it was just way too fucking boring. So did a quick search for other nation simulation games, found Cyber Nations, and I didn't really like the layout of it. It was too much mess. And then ran into politics and war and I was like, let's get it. So I joined that. Initially joined TKR, but it wasn't quite the best fit for me. And I'm saying that in relation to I had no knowledge of the game. I didn't know anything about alliances or how it worked. So I was in TKR for about maybe 2 days and left, and then saw Justin's ad for GPA and it said neutral and loans and grants and community. I was like, oh, that sounds legit. Like I thought that would be a good alliance for me to start, not knowing anything about the game. And that's how I started. So I've only been in GPA and now the Commonwealth.
All right, that's not bad.
Yeah.
when you were in GPA, did you like actually being neutral, or?
I didn't have any kind of hard feelings one way or another about it because I was so new to the game and I didn't know anything about it. I did, like, my first day or two off of beige, I got hit and I was really salty about it. Like, somebody declared war on me and I didn't know what to do. And so, like, after I'd started to learn what was what, I asked, I was like, I know we're neutral and we don't start shit, but can I retaliate for somebody hitting me, like, off the bat? And they were like, no, 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 we don't do that. And I was like, oh shit. So, because, naturally I'm a vengeful person. So I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But, it was whatever. It's, I at the time consider it just a baptism by fire and part of the game. And, I got over it. So, I mean, I liked being neutral, but I like being not neutral a lot better now, if I can say that.
Good. Nobody likes a neutral.
Yes.
What do you feel about like leaving GPA and GPA not being around anymore?
I feel the most unfortunate part about GPA disbanding is that we were like the oldest neutral alliance, and I guess that was like a big deal because we had come over from Cyber Nations and all that. So it's unfortunate that that kind of institution, for lack of a better word, is gone. But I like the direction that we're going in now. I feel that we're more proactive and we're more engaged and not just sitting amongst ourselves, talking about what other alliances are doing, what other wars are going on. So, I mean, I feel sad about it, but, it is what it is. And I know a lot of people were nostalgic and had feelings about GPA disbanding, but they'd been in the game a lot longer than me. So I maybe am feeling it a little bit differently because I came on so late in the game.
All right. Did a lot of people from GPA come to the Commonwealth?
Yeah, we had a lot of people that came over with us. We had a couple people that just outright deleted. And then we had a couple people that left for other alliances for whatever reason. I can't really say. I don't know what reasons they left our alliance for after we left neutrality, because I mean, either way they were going to go, they weren't going to be neutral anymore, really. So, yeah, I would say probably a good 85%, maybe. But we also had a lot of inactives too. That's another issue, is that we had, I think when we disbanded, maybe 50 or so members, and now we have 28, 29, and a good majority of those were inactive. So whoever was actively playing in GPA came along with us. Everybody else was legitimately dead weight. So it was like, good riddance, who cares?
I got you. Maybe a lot of people don't know really about the Commonwealth or what you guys are trying to represent right now. So maybe tell us a little bit about who you guys are as an alliance.
That
what
is
what you're all about.
Question. Yeah. It's kind of difficult to answer that because, and I'm not representing, I mean, I am representing the alliance right now, but in my opinion, I feel right now we are very much based in being friends, bringing in a community, trying to get to know each other. But I feel what we will be about will come to fruition after whatever war is coming up next. I think that, at least for me, I'm anticipating what we're going to do in the next war. But I could say for right now, while we're waiting, we're really trying to build on community. We're trying to build on our economics more, to the point where our economics match our military, and that hasn't always been the case coming from GPA. So right now we're all trying to guide each other to higher ground, I'll say. Like the mid tier is trying to guide up the lower tier, and the higher tier is trying to guide up the mid tier. So we're all kind of pulling each other along to the top of whatever mountaintop we can get to, until somebody tries to blow us away with their cannons and their nukes and whatever. So
yeah, that makes
sense.
Right
now, yeah, we're just trying trying to keep tight, hold friends, get to know everybody out in, the Orbis community. I've been making more of an effort these last few weeks to get to know everybody outside of the Commonwealth. So I would say right now we're pretty much in a getting to know you phase. We're trying to get to know each other as a military and getting to know each other outside of our little outside of our alliance and stretching out into what everybody else is doing and getting to know them.
Yeah, it's a good start to
Yeah.
get into the community after breaking off from such a neutral,
Yeah, I mean,
large
that
alliance.
was the issue, is that, our foreign affairs, from what I could tell in GPA, didn't have much to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're all
Yeah.
now trying to figure out how to navigate foreign affairs. We're trying to figure out who we are comfortable aligning ourselves with, who we can trust, who we think will build us up, who we can help build up, all that stuff. So that's kind of, for me, the Commonwealth's foreign affairs is kind of where the action is at the moment. But I expect that will change as soon as whoever starts whatever mess they're going to start.
I guess talking about foreign affairs, why did you guys choose to team up with TKR?
Oh, that's a great question. I think
Pineapple?
that no, it's not. No, it's not
No,
pineapple. I'm just trying to I'm trying to think about how that came about. I think that we had in our forums, we had a vote or a debate about who we wanted to reach out to for help, because we knew as soon as we disbanded and declared that we weren't going to be neutral anymore, like, we were going to have people coming for us. So I think Justin had initially said TKR. I didn't have any opinions on it because I didn't know who was. I mean, I knew TKR. I knew who the top 5 or 10 alliances were. So TKR was floated out right away. I think I had started to float out Pantheon, but apparently they don't do protectorates, which I didn't know. So we had reached out to TKR, but for some reason we weren't able to get a hold of them as quickly as we wanted to, and we were able to get a hold of the Black Knights. This will be, I guess, a funny story. I hope I'm allowed to tell it. We reached out to the dude, and I can't remember his name. If I hear the name, then I'll know it. But we had talked to the leader of the Black Knights, and he and Justin had talked about, no, I don't think it was Lordstrom. No. Ugh. Sorry, I'm looking at Kylo's thing. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, I think maybe it was Lordstrom. I'll say that for not reaching. I don't know.
It was Lordstrom.
Yeah, we'll say that. So we had found him on Discord first, and Justin kind of laid out what the situation was, and he was like, okay, well, I'll bring it up to the BK government and we'll talk about it. And I'll get back to you. I think he said in 12 hours or something like that. And he didn't get back to us at all. Shut up, Kylo.
Pay no attention to the Kylo.
I'm not. So yeah, the dude from BK hadn't gotten back to us. And then we were able to get a hold of IC, and then that's kind of how that came about.
All right.
We got, which is great, because I think that TKR has had a very steady guiding hand for us, that we we were going into new waters. So in hindsight, I'm really glad that BK didn't really get back to us in a manner that we thought. So it's all good. It worked out really well, and I'm really happy with how things panned out.
Yeah, we're protected by TKR too, as you guys know.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, they're always there whenever you need it. So, so you're Director of Internal Affairs over at Commonwealth?
Yes.
So, what's it like being different from being in a large GPA alliance to moving to the Commonwealth, where you guys are kind of? I mean, I'm assuming you guys are working pretty hard through foreign affairs and internal affairs and trying to correlate in between.
Yeah, the way I came into Commonwealth government was kind of weird, because when everything was going down, I was the only one, along with Justin, that had been around to see everything. And I can't remember, I think I was on break from school, or school was just starting, or something, but I was online all the time. So I was seeing everything. And so I was trying to help Justin out because, we were kind of under the gun with a lot of stuff. So I can't really speak on how the differences are between the government of GPA and government of the Commonwealth. But what I can say in my experience right now with internal affairs is, it's a lot of our application process is a lot more difficult than I think. Well, I know for sure than GPAs. I would probably put that up there with. We have a more hardcore application process than anyone out there at the moment. It's like a 4-day kind of process, and then there's a probationary period.
So you got a 4-day process. What is that?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a 4-part. It's a 4-part process, not like 4-day, but it's like first you apply, and then we interview you in a private Discord channel, and then we send you other questions in game, and then there's another process that's kind of a probationary period, but it's more us trying to make sure that you log in at least once a day, because what we don't ever want to do again is have half of our lines go purple. Like, that's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So right now, that's our principal thing, is making sure that our new members have the wherewithal to log in daily, at least, and are going to be active enough to keep up with our level of desired activity right now. So because our process is so kind of labor intensive right now, we're not getting many applicants, but that's fine by me. Like, I'd rather have a smaller active alliance than a larger inactive alliance. So, It's been great. And it's also been an issue of following simple directions. Like, we've had a lot of people apply to the Commonwealth, but on our forum page, we say, you'll be removed if you don't apply on the forums, and they don't apply on the forums, so they get removed. So it's like, great, you can't follow directions. That saves us, all this time and effort of trying to guide you through this game.
True.
So
that's always a little issue, is like, you want to get some new guys in there, but then you can't really hold their hand all the time.
Yeah. We'll guide you, like, if you're new, to get you on steady ground, but we're not gonna hold your hand across the street all day, every day when you're fucking 1,000 score. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, we want to get you, we want to get you on your own 2 feet, and trust that you'll be able to follow very, very simple directions when the time comes where we really need you to execute.
So you guys said you had forums. Do you guys use them actively? A lot of people are dropping them.
Yeah, we still have our forums. They're not as active as they used to be. But yeah, we use them for applications, and we use them for announcements. We make announcements on our forums, on Discord, and in game, so nobody can say, "Oh, we didn't know." So, I wouldn't be surprised if, sometime down the future we get rid of the forums, but for right now, we're still actively using them, and we invite people to come use our embassies and all that stuff. But yeah, for the most, I would say like 90% of our action is going on Discord right now.
That's good. Yeah. Forums are kind of like, I don't know. For us, it was like a negative investment. We're obviously paying for our forums, but they weren't being used, and we basically could just do everything off them. We use a Google Drive and the announcement system and in-game messaging, and we have all these channels on Discord. So
yeah,
there's always an option for whatever, as long as you guys can actually operate successfully, then I guess you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, right now my thing is being very thorough. Like I said, I don't want anybody to ever say, "Oh, well, we didn't know anything." So there's a part of me that wants to keep the forums, because we have a guy right now that for some reason can't log on to Discord, and we have another guy that says he's on Discord and he's not. So, so until we can get like 100% of our membership on Discord, we're gonna hold on to the forums. So, technology doesn't work the same way for everybody, I guess.
That's true.
I try to be sympathetic to that.
I feel like a lot of times too, if you're either from an alliance that was a big part of the community, either in Cyber Nations or in Politics and War or anything like that, you kind of have that attachment to the forums, where
Yeah.
other alliances that are just starting up might just
Go straight to
not.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was
So
me, because I mean, I didn't know anything about the game or forums. And so when I first started, GPA forums was like where I lived, and I was very, very familiar with that. So getting onto
yeah,
Discord has been interesting, but it's super easy, so it shouldn't be an
yeah. I mean, I can
issue in
actually
how to use it.
personally say that when I was in GPA for like a week and a half or whatever,
Oh yeah,
you guys were active and it was actually fun. So I was actually surprised.
yeah. I think we were just tired of the bullshit. I mean, I could say, from what I saw, with the decision to disband GPA and then rebrand the Commonwealth as something that's very not neutral. When you're in an alliance where you are getting picked on and bullied for minding your own business, you fucking get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that it happened, but when people get bullied, there's going to be a reaction, and that was the reaction. I know people were very happy about it, so I hope that they are happy with it, and I hope that those people that were hoping for our disbandment don't get killed by us in the next war, because they may be rethinking their decision. But the people were very much like, oh, so sad about GPA and blah blah blah, but it's like you weren't in an alliance where you were getting fucking rolled every 2 months, every 3 months, and then people conspiring to take you down just because they
Yeah.
could. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really boring. And I think that's actually, for me, the worst part of the game, is that you have these alliances that only really pick on the, like, I'll say, for lack of a better term, weaker alliances. It's like, why wouldn't you try to pick on somebody that is comparable to you for a challenge? It's like, well, easy pickings is easy pickings. Anybody can do that, but it's just so lame and boring. And it's really boring to watch, really. But I'm not in those alliances that would do that, so it's all good. It is what it is. So here we are.
All right, let's take a little turn and talk about where you'd like to see the Commonwealth in a month. What do you think you'd be at, or where do you want to be at?
In a month. All right. So that would be early January. Well, I am coming very soon. I'm like around Christmas time. So I really hope that in a month's time, the Commonwealth has shown itself to not be some, pussy ass military. It's really important to me that we're standing strong. And even in the event that we do lose, we're not, getting rolled so easily. So that's really important to me. Us establishing our military prowess, for lack of a better word, is really important. And I hope to, after the war is over, kind of see what alliances kind of fell on our side. So maybe we can, get further into foreign affairs with them and try to establish ourselves more on the scene. So I just hope that we're, we kind of prove that we are not GPA 2.0, but we are the Commonwealth, and we will beat y'all's ass if we need to.
All right. That makes sense. So instead of 1 month, and it's probably difficult because I couldn't even tell you about the alliance I'm in, but say 6 months, like from now, what would be your, I guess, dream? Like, if you could just have it happen, where would Commonwealth be?
Commonwealth would be, we would not be protected by TKR, but we'd have a mutual defense and aggression pact with them. We would also probably have mutual defense pacts with other alliances. I don't know who quite yet. So that would be the dream. And then maybe us being in a position where we can protect other smaller alliances the way that TKR did with us, kind of pay it forward somehow if we're in the position. So that would be ideally how we would roll, hopefully.
It's better question or answer than I thought I was gonna get. So,
okay.
I like.
What were you anticipating?
I guess I was just thinking about how I would answer that and just be like, I don't know. But
Yeah, no, I have I have a lot of time to kind of think about the future, and now that I'm more invested in this game than I was before, um, I do think about what is going to happen next month and what's going to happen, in 6 months, and hopefully where we'll be next year, and blah blah blah, and who we're going to sign paper with, and all this and that, this and that. That's the nerd in me. Whatever, I own it. It's the nerd in me. I don't give a shit.
So before I open up the floor to the listeners to ask you some questions, do you want to add anything else or share anything about the Commonwealth yourself, or?
No, just I want to thank everybody that was kind of enthusiastic about the emergence of the Commonwealth. The community has been really awesome for the most part. There have been some shitty people, but that's everywhere. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for their support and coming to say hi to us and all this and that, this and that. And I look forward to talking or chatting and building relationships with quite a few of you guys. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's all I got.
So let's just see if anybody has any questions for you, and
right.
we can if they have a mic, we can just let them talk.
Okay, I expect this will be the part of the show where I will be utilizing pineapple.
So let's see. It looks like Calvin has 2 questions. Calvin, do you have a mic? Yes, maybe. I'll open him up. So let's see.
Okay.
Calvin, you there?
Yes.
All right, go ahead with your questions.
Okay. First off, how old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Okay. Second question. Are you a filthy communist, liberal, social justice warrior?
Oh my God.
One of those people.
I'm not a communist. No. What were the other ones? Sorry.
It all goes together.
I
think he
disagree.
was like a social communist. I don't know. I think that's what we got. I think Calvin's done for now.
What political affiliation do you have?
I am a registered Democrat, but a Bernie Sanders Democrat. So take that with you
Oh,
you suck.
Okay.
All right, let's get someone else on.
Bye, Calvin.
I think Kylo had a question, so let's bring him on.
Oh, good.
Kylo? Nope. He's muted.
Oh, that's a shame.
All right, let's not do him then.
All right.
Anybody else on here? Oh, radio silence. All right.
Christmas Barrett. Yes, I am black. Sorry, he asked me that before and I didn't see it.
Oh, Kylo, you ready? Kylo, you there?
Yeah. Don't mute me again.
I unmuted you, dude.
All right.
Hi, Kylo, my new best friend.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Great.
So Commonwealth, do you guys want to do anything interesting and new, or do you want to
What do we want to do? Something interesting and new, like what?
trust and believe in me?
No.
Allow me to guide you.
Nope.
Nah, but here's my real question.
Yes.
The Commonwealth, you're all GPA people, and they say neutrals are the most bloodthirsty of them all.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how you might go after the people who hit you before when you were GPA.
Oh,
and
no. I won't. I won't do that.
Let me finish my question. Those
yeah.
were Terminus S and Mensa and Rosway and somewhat Org.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning to go after any of those alliances?
No.
So
No.
at this time, none of the alliances are hit, even though you said you might in the future.
No, what I said is that when I was in GPA, there was somebody that had hit me when I came off of beige, and I
No,
asked if I could retaliate, and they said no.
that's not the part of the interview I'm referring to. I'm referring to the time when you said some alliances better watch out because the Commonwealth might hit them next war.
Oh,
That's what I was.
no. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. No, we don't have a hit list. We don't have like
Okay.
a to-do list of people that we're attacking. I'm saying if somebody comes to us, we will be putting up a bigger fight than maybe they were anticipating. But no, we don't have a hit list. So
I get it. One last question, Max, and then I'll be done.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to get you to find enough time so somebody else can get on. How would you view a Lordaeron Commonwealth Treaty?
Trying to reach over the sphere.
Let's do some public FA.
mm.
Come
I
on.
think the laugh was enough.
I'll talk to everyone your FA. I mean, everyone we've approached has pretty much said yes. So
I can assure you that we won't
you.
be saying yes to that. I'm confident. I mean, I'm not the head of FA, and I'm not a triumph.
I can be very convincing.
I would love to see
I'll just
it.
leave it at that.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just leave it at that. I can be very convincing.
All right, let's bring in Short. He has a couple questions, or she. Sorry, didn't mean to assume. Short, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, go ahead with your questions.
So I was wondering, Queen, can you be my mother? I mean, like, I'm 14 and you're old enough to be my mom. Like, damn. But no, for my real question is, what was my real question? How many alliances do you plan to protect with the Commonwealth?
We don't have any plans to protect anybody right now. But once we get a little bit bigger, or I guess bigger or more seniority, or as we rise, I would anticipate we'll maybe have the capacity to reach out to maybe 2. I guess I'm not sure. I can't really speak on that actually. This isn't me fantasizing, but I would say maybe 2. Maybe I don't know. Not sure.
Okay. Awesome. That's it for
Short.
Me. Okay, thanks for the
what alliance
question.
are you from?
I am from Resplendent. I am a stockholder.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I am actually I want to be a director, and that's where I'm trying to get ranked up right now. Is I'm trying to get up to the director of public relations right now.
Nice.
So,
nice. Good luck with that. We love Resplendent. We're buds with those guys. So yeah, keep working hard. You can do it, girl. Work it out.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring Calvin back in real quick.
Oh, good.
He has a couple more irrelevant questions.
I'm very relevant. Trust me. Believe me, bro.
All right, go ahead.
With what?
Your questions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, let me okay. What do you do for a living?
Are you asking me or Max?
I know what Max does. He plays politics more. I'm asking you.
Okay. I am in filmmaking.
Okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say filmmaking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Is that all you got?
I wasn't thinking of any questions, and you fag it.
All right.
Who
We're waiting on
who did you vote
the silent
for
sniper, but
who did you vote for in the election?
Hillary.
I voted for Hillary, but begrudgingly.
LOL. Get wrecked.
I mean, didn't you not
Indeed.
kind of expect Trump to go liberal like he is?
Trump.
Oh God. I'm sorry, are you asking me or Kelvin?
I'm just kind of just stating that. I mean, that was my assumption. I was a Trump supporter, and then I didn't like his campaign, and then I figured he was just going to go back to being liberal. Once a liberal, always a liberal.
Yeah,
I voted
thought
for
that
Evan
too.
McMullen. So
Was he? I guess he was on the ballot where you live then. Or was he?
No. He actually wasn't on the ballot here, but he was
Okay.
a write-in. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I had the thought that Trump was like really trolling everybody, and that as soon he got into the White House, he was like, "Oh, you guys thought Obama was bad? I'm going to fucking raise up your taxes. I'm opening up all the borders. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like the gays are taking over." I thought that like literally day one, he was gonna like lose his mind in the most leftist, liberal way. But with his cabinet picks, it's a little scary that he's not going that way, except for his Secretary of Defense, which I'm very excited about because I'm a military spouse as well. So Mattis is super dope. He's the only cabinet pick that I am excited about. But everybody else, I'm like, fuck everything. Like, fuck all y'all. Like,
let's not to cut you short or anything, but Silent Sniper had a question, so let's bring them on here.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so I got 2 questions.
Go for it.
Every time the people chat, I get lag. Sorry. One question is, if Trump had put like a purge on, what would you do?
If he had done what? Hello?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
If Trump had been elected and he done like a purge, like the movie Purge, what would you do?
I would lose my mind and set everything on fire. I would lose my mind. Like the Purge. Woo. I mean, God. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question for my imagination.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that has not happened because I don't think I would make it out to the next day. I think I would be dead. I'm sure of it.
The first thing I would do if the purge was real is I would probably kill Trump.
Okay, sure.
Even though Trump would be protected, but.
Wow, I'm getting rape threats from who is this? Christmas Bear? Oh man, I thought we were friends too. This guy. Fuck you, dude. Whatever. Anyway. Right. Yeah, so the purge, yeah, so I would do that. That was a good question. Thanks for that.
All
right. So Kylo has one more question. We'll bring him back in real quick.
First off, I'm not affiliated with Silent Sniper, and if he has plans to hurt anyone that may or may not include the president, I have nothing to do with it. I am Kylo Ren, and you can check my IP. Just putting that out there for NASA. And see, I don't know that Sniper. I don't know that. But for this personal, more of a personal question. So you're like a military wife?
I am.
What branch?
Army.
Is he deployed?
No.
Damn. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Oh, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing. You want to be on my show?
No.
I tried to get on your show and you told me to fuck off, so no.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Be that way. I'm offering you a chance now.
All right.
All right. Fine.
I'll think about
Bye.
it. Maybe. Bye.
All right. I think we kind of exhausted you here. So.
All right.
Salen's not on yet, so I think we're gonna move over to our other guests and see what they gotta say.
All right.
I'm gonna leave you on, so you can join into our conversation whenever you want, ask questions to him as well. Okay.
Okay, I'll probably mute off for a bit, but I'll pop back in if I have a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool. All right. Have fun.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So we got. I'm pretty sure you guys all know about Avances and their awesome threads and everything. We got young Gilo over here who wants to go by Alan. So, Alan, you here? Hello? Hello? Oh, Lord.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
All
you
right.
now.
What's going on?
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on, even though
Thanks for
we had
inviting
some
me.
we had some words back in the day with the rating problem, but it's all good. So the reason I asked you on is because basically politics and war is pretty fucking boring, and your threads are really the only things that's keeping this game going. So, this isn't. I told you before, this is not going to be like a public roasting or anything like that. So, I figured we could figure out maybe a different side of you, or learn a little bit more about you that nobody else sees. Because really, all we know about you is your threads.
Yeah.
So why don't we just start off with I'll open the floor up to you and just tell us about yourself, what you're doing here in politics and war, what you were trying to do, I guess.
All right. Well, my name is Alan. I'm 19 and I live in New York. I've been running Avances for about 5 years now, and we have about 550 members in it. Actually, Short, who spoke earlier, told me about this game, and I got really interested. I'm always looking for something new, something that the community can be involved with, and Politics and War seemed like one of those games where you didn't really need to be active 100% like you did for Minecraft raiding or RuneScape raiding or anything like that. So when I started playing, I was like, this is kind of neat. I'd love to get more people on, but I didn't want to just pull everyone from Avances into the game, because then we would just take everything over. And so I didn't really make a huge deal out of Politics and War. I basically said, all right, we're going to try and get people from the pre-existing Politics and War community, and those that want to join from Avances can join. So in about a week, we were up to 20 members, which is, according to the stats page, one of the quickest increases in membership for any new alliance, not one that's been branching off from a pre-existing one. And I was invited to a couple chats. Rosway invited me, the Saints, and Vox Populi. And I got to interact with a couple of them, met some interesting people, Kylo. I met Rotoquin, and the community is one of the most interesting communities I've ever come in contact with. They will say that they are the best, but then they can't give an accurate reason. Or they say someone is the worst, but they can't give a reason why. And moving through the process of what is our goal here in this game? Anytime Avances joins a game, we want to try and bring unity to the community. So I said, why not? We're going to be that one group that, shit posts on the forums, tries to get everybody involved. And, if we go down, we go down. But hey, at least it gives someone something to do. I was actually in the Terminus East chat last night, and I asked Prefontaine and Katie, which I'm not sure what her real nation name was. I'm like, so when you're in the higher tiers, what do you do? Bitch. That's pretty much all we do. That's pretty much all we can do. There's no fun, there's no activity. And so I said, well, I guess then all my forum posts was actually getting the community more involved. And, it's a little unfortunate that it all got turned around on me. But in a way, I did unite the community, and it was uniting against me. So that's pretty much Avances. I did end up disbanding the branch on Avances because out of the 21 people, only 3 of us were active. It was me, my cousin, and the nation of Easteros. So me and my cousin, we moved to Rose, and what we plan on doing is seeing how we can help each alliance individually. And then from there, work our way to maybe an end game plan.
All right. So basically, all the threads were basically working towards the end game of Avances, basically, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really take forum spam seriously. So
yeah, no, definitely not.
And I mean, after Prefontaine put that nice little bounty on my head, I even had to think, well, can't really sit here at the top of the rankings because I was the only one actively playing it. I had like a score of 600 or something like that. And so I was getting wiped out left and right. And so I restarted, and now Prefontaine's pretty chill with me. So.
All right. Why did you choose Rose out of everybody?
I was invited to well over 20 alliances. Vox Populi wanted me, Test wanted me, Order of those. Even BK said, hey, why don't you come join us? So there was, I even think Kylo Ren sent me something saying that he wanted me to join Lordaeron. So, and I chose Rose because
Kylo wanted you to join his alliance.
Yeah, I can even pull it up. It was a in-game
Dude,
message.
yes, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kylo's a bit of an attention whore personally, but that's
Just-
good in a game
just
like
a bit.
this. That's good in
This
a game
is the
like
kind
this.
of talk that I want on this radio. Just talk freely. So I got a couple questions from people.
Go ahead.
Let's see here. From Blue Bear, I believe he's in Valyria. He wants to know if you will take your skill and mastery to Valyria and help them get to the top.
I actually got a message from the person who's in charge of Rose saying, if you started shit posting again, we would back you. My skills as a person are completely opposite from what I put into politics and war. If I really wanted to, with enough time and enough concentration, I could easily become one of the top 100 players. Because in reality, anyone can really do it as long as they study the layout of the game. And I wanted to keep my score low because I enjoy raiding and I enjoy just sending the money to someone who needs it more than me. So.
All right. Let's go to
So in response to your question, Blue Bear, I would definitely help you guys out, but I've already committed to Rose for at least a month. So.
All right. Silent Sniper asks what you're doing next. So are you going to be just sticking in Rose for a month and then moving along?
Yes, I'll be sticking in Rose for a month. I'm not sure what he was going to do.
All right.
I really wanted to see if Easteros would come join us too, but yeah, we're gonna stick with Rose for now.
All right. Short from Resplendent is asking, why did you not come join Resplendent?
Short's the one that actually introduced me to the game. I didn't join Resplendent on purpose because Resplendent has a very twisted government system. Basically, if you join and you say, you know what, this isn't for me, and leave, they basically say, all right, bounty on you, everyone wipe him out. And I really didn't want to have to deal with that because I've already restarted twice. So restarting a third time would have just been, obnoxious. It gets to a certain point where enough's enough.
All right. Let's see here. I hope I'm saying this name right. Hypax?
Yeah.
Hypax.
Hypax.
This question from them to you. What is your opinion on the 15K write-in votes for Harambe this year?
You know what? I'm 19. I could have voted if I wanted to, but I specifically did not register to vote. The fact that there were 15K write-ins for Harambe really means that this government knows it's screwed whichever way it went to, whether it was Hillary or Trump. And, if 15,000 people are going to just waste away their vote like that, then we need to understand that the United States as a whole has been boiled down to a demeanor of we can do whatever we want. And you can't do that. You have to understand that we have to unite as a country. And, there's protests going on that Hillary supporters did. I think one college actually canceled classes because too many students were, quote, emotionally distraught. I'm pretty sure that if it was the other way around, if Hillary won, you'd have Trump supporters doing the same thing. And you can't have that. Once there's a president, there's a president. You need to move on from that and give them your full support. But the fact that, Harambe could have been president, rest in peace, Harambe.
All right. So this is more of a serious question from Hypax. What was the big factor of this game politics war that drew you in to actually keep playing?
Well, what I could do to the community. That was it. I united a community that was so divided on itself that it wouldn't speak to some parts of the game. But now that, I think I did 55, no, that's just posts in general. I think I did 15 forum posts, and everyone from every single alliance under the sun came and talked. And, as long as people start talking in politics and war, then you have the interaction. And that's where you get treaties signed, and you don't have to just keep going and belittling another person. I mean, yes, not all of us can be chummy and friendly, but you need to understand that it is just a game. You can't have these deep-seated hates for one another.
True. Good answer. One last question got from Calvin Coolidge. What gender do you identify as?
I identify as a potato. The only reason being that, there's only two genders. There's male and female. That's it. So the fact that everyone has like these subgenders, like I'm a woman who thinks that I'm a guy, but I've gone through surgery to become a guy. Like, no, stop. Two genders, male, female. And if you're going to go off on these random rampages, then I'm going to identify myself as a potato.
All right. I guess last up is if you have anything to add or you want to say real quick before we move on to our next segment. Smegment?
Smegment. Just going through what everyone's saying, I appreciate that some of you have deep-seated hates for me because, one, that unites everyone that has deep-seated hates. I appreciate that some of you have a certain respect for me, which is kind of odd. Enough people voted where I'm pretty much guaranteed third for best newest player of 2016. And, the fact that I was even nominated, let alone winning third, means that I at least accomplished something in this game.
True. And you have your future here to probably accomplish more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not leaving. Just because Avances isn't going to be a part of this game doesn't mean that I'm not going to be a part of it. And, if Rose or another alliance I was a part of said, hey, we need someone to shitpost for us, I would, if they told me to do it, I would have to be inclined by my duty to start doing that again. So.
All right, I have 2 questions for you before I, switch off this segment here. Where in New York are you from? General area.
I'm in upstate New York.
Same. And 2, can you do a Zoidberg impression?
I cannot. My voice is way too deep.
Can you give it a try? Perfect.
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
All right. Thanks for coming on and telling us about yourself.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right. Next up, we got Salen, who's actually here now. He was a little late from work. So just to set you guys up, Salen is actually my cousin in real life. And we're actually roommates as well. Without going extremely far into what happened with Earth's space defense, he's now the leader of Settlement Defense Front, which basically is the whole rebrand of ESD. I figured he's kind of new to the community and probably should introduce himself to you guys. So I asked him some pretty legit questions. Maybe you guys can learn about him and, come over and hang out with us. All right. So, Salen, you there?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for coming home.
That's what I do.
All right. So you're the admiral of Settlement Defense Front. People probably don't even know who you are. In ESD, you were just chilling as internal affairs gov. You probably didn't get out much. But why don't you just start by telling everyone about yourself and in relation to PW, and you don't need to get like real life personal or anything.
All right. Let's see. I played the game about 2 years ago. I was Alduin. And again, back then I was kind of secluded from everyone. So I doubt anyone really remembers me, other than you and probably Canaanite. Took about a 1.5 year, 2 year break because the game got boring. And then I decided to come back. Joined your alliance, and here I am.
Fancy. So this one's probably like a tough question, but being in, an alliance that's our size, it's kind of tough to actually make moves. I mean, unless you want to tell yourself you're making moves like Kylo does. But can you let everyone know what it's like to be, leading an alliance that technically holds no real relevance to the politics of the game?
Let's see. Well, it's kind of nice in a way because we're not constantly in the center spotlight. We're not constantly in war. We're not bickering with other people all the time. I think that's about it. I wish I had more time to prepare before coming on.
Jesus Christ. Basically what I'm saying is, we're protected. A lot of alliances, they pop up, they end up being protected until, I guess, either their protectorate upgrades with them or they find out something to do. Is it tough being under TKR, I guess, in your opinion? Or
No, not at all. TKR.
Are you running water right now?
I was washing my hands.
What a great time to do that.
I didn't think my headset was that good.
All right. So you have nothing else to say about that?
Well, personally, I like TKR. They've been pretty great to work with. As far as I've been playing the game, I mean, they're all really courteous and polite, and they're entertaining to talk to.
All right. Well, moving on to the next question here. Basically, our history together is I lead an alliance, and you end up being, either a member or a gov underneath me, and you have to deal with my bullshit all the time. So now that I kind of took the backseat to this, and I'm actually stepping out of vice admiral into just regular captain position. What are some of the challenges that you face walking into your, quote unquote office every day as a leader of SetDef?
Well, thankfully, I have a good cabinet of government officials. They make sure everything runs pretty smoothly in each of their divisions. I mostly just make sure everyone's doing what needs to be done. If anyone has problems, they come to me with them, and I try to solve them to the best of my abilities.
All right. So is it tough being, basically you were in ESD. You said you didn't want to have a government position. You were holding on to like a temporary spot in internal affairs. And then, there was that whole shakeup with ESD and, whatever. And then, we talked to each other. We decided that you would take the lead on this. And then, dumpster fire. And then now basically you're admiral, you're running the joint. I'm stepping off of the vice admiral position because I don't really think you need the assistance anymore. And is it worrisome for you, or do you think you got it?
I think I'm doing pretty good now. If I ever need advice on anything, I always have, my government to turn to if I have questions, or even TKR from that matter if there's anything where I'm unsure of. But everything as of right now seems to be going pretty well. And someone keeps texting me.
All right, so this might put you on the spot a little bit, but basically, if you had to do a 30-second radio bit to describe SetDef, in your own words, it doesn't have to be 30 seconds, but what would you say?
We're an alliance that favors quality over quantity. We'd prefer to have members who actually know how to play the game, play it properly, who are active both in game and on Discord here, rather than just big numbers and all that. I apologize for having such short answers. I just didn't have enough time to prepare before coming on.
Seems like this turned into a Kylo radio show.
Yeah, I apologize for that. All that.
Just tell us where you'd like to see SetDef in a month. Like
test. Oh, well, yeah.
Politics wise, like where would you like to see, growth wise, maybe where would you like if you could picture our alliance, where would we be in a month?
In a month? Doing better than what we're doing right now. Having more members, having increased activity. And that's all I got.
All right, how about 6 months?
6 months? Well, I'd like to be in the top 10. I don't know if we can do that in the 6 months, but eventually.
I guess you never know what can happen. Is there anything else you want to add in before we turn over to the listeners for some questions?
No, sorry. Like I said, I didn't have enough time to prepare for this.
All right. Rook, I will put you on to ask a question. Hello? Oh, he's gonna write it.
All right. Christmas Bara. Yeah, I'm white.
Lordship, you got a question? I'll bring you on. Lordship. Nobody likes you. You're not. You're unmuted. The show's boring.
And it says he's muted on mine.
I mean, he's not server muted though.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
Oh, I need push to talk. All right, my question. What has been the biggest challenge for you as leader of SDF so far?
It was really just the initial startup, getting everything in order, finding the right people to put in government positions. Now that all that's settled, everything's going pretty smoothly.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you for asking a question, I guess.
All right. Rook, you got your question here? Oh, Pre got the question.
By the way, if you can't tell, this is my first time on a radio.
Pre, you there?
Yeah. So you said you want to be in the top 10 within like 6 months or so. Do you have, and you also want quantity over quality or quality over quantity. Do you have like a soft cap of how many members you would want, and what would you consider a success or failure for the 6-month mark if you didn't make top 10? Like, where would you want to be?
Well, I'd much rather have quality over quantity, like I said. So even if we don't make it to the top 10, as long as we continue growing, continuing having quality members, that's really what's important to me.
So do you have a cap on like with tests? We don't want more than 50 people. Do you have a number similar to that or anything like that even in mind?
No, I never really thought about that, but that is an interesting thing to think on.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
All right. So Rook had a question. I don't know if you saw that in there, but he said, "Are you intending to drop Max's style of quality over quantity in order to get into the top 10, or are you going to aim to go mass member?"
I do not ever want to drop quality over quantity, ever. I'd rather have 10 good members over 50 shit ones.
All right. All right. Anyone else have any questions before we move on to the next segment?
Am I supposed to swear on here? I don't know if that.
Nah, who gives a shit?
Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh. Are you willing to be like Rose? Of course. I think everyone's willing to be like Rose at one point in their life. It's not really, I mean, Rook said Max is quality over quantity. It's definitely something I pushed when we were in ESD, but I just think it makes sense. Honestly, like it's cool to just mass recruit and keep on going and building everybody up, but yeah. Salin is in charge now, so whatever he does, he does.
No, I want quality over quantity.
Silent Sniper is asking what your assumed gender is.
I am male.
Like male? Carlo
Yes,
has a question.
I get placed inside an envelope and then shipped around.
Let's bring Carlo on so we can ask you if you treat him.
I have more of a question for both of you.
Hi, Kyla.
And then, hey, Salin. Them just both others one.
Okay.
Why do you think with this? With this quality over quantity thing, why do you think? Why do you think? I'm not really sure how to ask this without offending you,
shit.
so I don't want to offend you.
No, it's fine.
I
don't
why do
get
you
offended
think
easy.
that? Why do you think that new members don't have the same or cannot become the same quality as some older members?
Do you want to take this first, or?
No, you can.
Well, first off, nobody said that quality means that you have to be a pre-existing member of the PW community. Quality to us means that you're willing to get on Discord. It's one of our application, requirements. Got to get on Discord to talk to us. You're willing to actually build your nation in a smart way instead of, building up to 4 cities with random infrastructure levels and you're not getting commerce or, just being a complete ass about it and just participating in the alliance. Quality doesn't mean that you have to have 1,000, scored to come join us or anything like that. We have had people that are pretty low. I don't think we have anybody below 100 score right now. But I mean, we welcome new people to our alliance, and we have. Unfortunately, these people have gone inactive or just don't talk back in messages or come on Discord, so they end up just being kicked.
We seem to have a lot of problems with new members. Some alliances don't work well, and I don't want to offend you when I say this, but it's true. Some alliances don't work well with new members. You have to have a knack for it, and some alliances do, some alliances don't.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'd ever get offended by anything you said, so I guess I would answer or respond to that as we offer legitimately almost nearly everything any alliance would offer a new member.
It's not that you wouldn't give alliances. It's more of a, like, if a new player joined Test, he probably wouldn't stay active. Test is
the difference between I think you're kind of assuming that because we said we are like Test or someone said we're like Test.
No. I'm just using Test as an example.
Let me explain to this. All right.
Okay.
So the thing is we actually foster an actual fun community for our people. We have multiple ways for our guys to actually talk to us and chill. So we're not kind of like when I was talking to Prefontaine or maybe on your radio show where people join and they, hey, you're not going to be a right fit here, so maybe you should join this alliance. We actually give everybody a chance, and it really ends up being people who are inactive, for like over 7 days, not responding to any type of like messages that we send out, are the ones we end up kicking. So that's what happens. I don't know if Salem wants to add anything to that.
I don't.
No, I think you pretty much covered it all.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. I didn't see if anybody else had any questions for you, but is Queen M still here?
Hello, I'm here.
Heyo.
Hey.
So this show's kind of going on a little bit longer. Do you guys want to continue? I just had like a little bit of quick discussion to do.
Sure, if you don't mind my awkward shorthanded answers.
Sure.
I like talking, so yeah, if you want to keep going, that's fine.
All right, so basically, is the Gylo guy gone?
Who?
Alan. I think
Alan.
he left.
Oh,
basically, I was gonna have you guys just kind of chill with us and chill with me because I'm by myself. That's my dog.
Hi, Cooper. Aw,
So a lot of these radio shows though, like run through the top 30 or whatever. We're not doing that because that's a bunch of bullshit. No one gives a fuck.
Wait, what is that? What's the running of the top 30? What is that?
Oh, what do you think about Treasure Island? And then everyone tells you what they think, and it's the dumbest shit ever.
Okay.
So I kind of wrote down a couple, quick hot topics to discuss and see what you guys think about and see what everyone else thinks about if they're listening. Once we talk about it and you guys share your opinion, anyone who wants to jump on and share what they think about it is more than welcome to do so. So I call this segment the Thunderdome because
Oh, sorry.
boom. So
Oh.
basically, because I kind of want to get people talking. Obviously, there's not really a lot going around in politics and war right now. So first thing to come to mind is Lord Aaron, or I don't even know how you say that alliance name.
I was Lord Aron.
Lord Aron. The common saying is they're trying to treaty everybody, and
Yeah.
it seems like to me every couple of weeks there's always like one alliance that tries to extend their hand out to a few too many alliances, maybe overextending, and they start out with like, hey, that's pretty awesome, glad you guys got that treaty, and then they keep signing more and they get the booze, and I guess my thing is could it be a good move for them signing all these people, or maybe not? A quick look, they have mutual defense optional aggression pacts with Acadia, New Pacific Order. They got mutual defense pact with Woes. They got an optional defension, optional aggression, whatever the fuck that is, with Night's Watch, and an anti-raid agreement with Oblivion. I mean, that's 3 actual legit treaties by my standards. Because what the hell's an optional anything and anti-raid?
Yeah.
I just
I
assume
hate ODPs. I think they're so fucking stupid. It's like you either defend or you don't. Like it's you shit or you don't. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you can be friends without
Yeah, of
saying
course.
you're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say you're friends, except not, and I also assume that if you're any type of respectable alliance, the whole anti-raid thing is a given, but maybe
Right.
Oblivion and Lord Aron have some type of history, or they had some type of dispute. But whatever. What we basically have is an alliance that seems to be connecting themselves with almost every major component of the treaty web, minus the TS sphere, which is probably why they're trying to reach out to you guys. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you think they'll actually land a spot connecting them to the TS sphere? And what alliance do you think will actually reach out and pull them in?
Salen, do you want to go first?
No, not at all.
That's an excellent question. I don't know, because I find Kylo's approach to be shady and untrustworthy. Like he has been reaching out to everybody, and I have my own theories about why he has reached out to the Commonwealth. I don't know what he's trying to do or what he wants to do. I mean, whatever he's doing, it's fun because we're talking about it. But yeah, I don't know. I personally don't trust Kylo's intention. But that doesn't mean anything. He could turn around and be like, yeah, I'm super honorable and I'm not gonna pull some shady shit over your eyes. But from what I've seen thus far, I wouldn't trust it. But Godspeed. I look forward to seeing how it plays out. I wish him and whoever he gets on paper with the best of luck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against anyone trying anything new here, and
no, absolutely not.
I fuck around with Kylo all the time, but I'm totally in for seeing how what actually happens to them when like actual war breaks out, because just looking at the actual web of it, I'm not sure if it's been like completely updated over there, but they're basically becoming the center of all the spheres or groups.
Wait, who's that?
Lord Aron.
They're becoming the center? That's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean they're just putting themselves
they're putting,
in the center.
Yeah,
that's
I get it.
That's what I mean by
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just by connecting one line to each, I mean, it could be a huge benefit, or it could be a huge mistake, because I mean, we all seen how wars go here. Sometimes they're black and white, and sometimes you get Test Attack and Pantheon.
Yeah, it gets messy.
You know?
It
So,
gets messy.
I mean, that's what I like about the wars here, because people would, people can do basically whatever they want. So, Salem, do you want to add anything to that? What do you think about that?
As far as I'm treating a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, they're connecting themselves to what it seems to be. Maybe it's not their actual intention, but it seems to be they're connecting themselves to each of the major components of the actual treaty web.
I think as long as they do it right, it could work out pretty well in their favor. I mean, if they do it wrong, it's obviously going to backfire in their face pretty hard, though.
All right. How about we bring Kylo on here to tell us a little bit about his inner Wookiees? Kylo?
First of all, stop saying wikis.
I'm saying, can you tell us about your inner Wookiees? What do you guys like? This is okay, so you're on my show now. So
Ooh.
I want to know, are you guys intentionally positioning yourself in the center of all the major groups, or is this kind of like a randomized, hey, we're friends, let's grab a treaty together?
This is we're playing Russian roulette, and whoever it lands on, we just treaty.
So you guys have no real...
Of course not. Why would Lord One ever have any real FA plan? I'm the leader. We're supposed to be idiots, remember?
I mean, you make yourself what you want to be.
I just want to say, before we go on, I was joking about the Commonwealth Treaty. Like, if I ever talk to an alliance, I'll tell them, like, let's get a chat room and we'll talk. But at the moment, I've never, we as an alliance, the only alliance we reached out to was ESD, because we did like them, like, as an alliance. And then some stuff happened and we decided to kind of distance ourselves until they can get everything right. So we may or may not go back in the future, but we're just really allying people that we're friendly with.
Okay. So is it like right to assume that you are going to be trying to get into the TS sphere to connect there, or you just going to play a little bit more Russian roulette?
Well, Russian roulette thing was a joke, but
I know.
I don't know. People take me kind of seriously sometimes, but
Where?
Fuck you, Max. So it's not that we don't want allies from all over. It's not that we want to distance ourselves to one sphere or anything like that. We don't ally to make a sphere. We ally because we like these guys and they're our allies. I could care less about a sphere. So if like,
well,
UPN gets,
you're not really making a sphere for yourself. You're just kind of connecting yourself to the spheres, which puts you in the center of, say, if there was a global conflict. It gives you guys basically the benefit to kind of choose which side you want to go. But the downside to that is we've seen it in the past where some people actually get stomped for taking the other side, or get a huge mass of negative PR, which we all know PR is a huge part of the war game here. Is that something you care about? Is that something you're trying to put yourself in the center to actually be able to choose? Or do you think that putting yourself in the center will give you guys the option to kind of stand above the rest and let everybody else fight as you guys continue to grow up?
Well, at the moment and for the foreseeable future, we're obviously not gonna get in any wars because we're smaller. So we probably won't, in that regard, as you said, we probably won't be joining in anything at the time being. But we really allied just because we like Acadia, we like them, etc. Like, if UPN gets hit, we're not going to do anything. And in a sphere war, which happens every 3-4 months. You know, it's more of a all allies. That's all I really care about. Not really a sphere.
Okay.
All direct allies. And for the person who was laughing about an ODP, here's the thing with ODPs. ODPs, the way I treat them, or MDPs with an escape clause. It's just in case somebody on that side does something stupid, or when it's in this case, really, it's two different spheres, and I don't really like Valeria. Valeria doesn't really like Lordaeron, so we couldn't sign an MD level treaty. So we said we'll sign an ODP, and we'll treat it like an MDP. So if you attack them, you'll get a response from Lordaeron.
Then why didn't you just call it an MDP?
Because they're treated to Valeria, and I don't want to get involved in that. We could have made it non-chaining, but
Yeah, why not just make it non-chaining?
I didn't want some things to happen. There's a lot of FA stuff that was put into that while it was an ODP.
I mean, back when ESD was a thing, we had an ODP with, Brotherhood of Clouds. Definitely nothing I really wanted. I don't like optional anythings. So, I mean, it happens, but it's still dumb.
Well, for us, it's more of a mutual, but it's just.
Treaty
politics.
If it can be something different on the level of the person who's actually signing it, I guess, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's how.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on and explaining, what you guys are doing. The show's kind of running long, so I'm gonna move it on to the next little topic here.
All right. Love you guys. Peace.
All right. So yeah, that was Kylo. Have you guys seen anything about the whole changes coming up that Alex posted about the war mechanics and all that kind of stuff?
I read. I read through it the other day. 2 days ago. I feel that's something that I have to see and practice for myself to understand what he's saying. Like, it's a lot of too long didn't read stuff. Like, just tell me the bottom line and tell me how it's going to work, and let's just do it. So I don't have opinion on it.
Have you guys gone on the test server at all to test out?
I tried to, but it wouldn't let me log in. So
you have to register over there, I believe.
With a whole new name? With a whole new name?
Yeah, I had to register a new name and everything.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to bother.
I mean, it's kind of annoying. You can't really do like an insane amount over there, but I kind of wanted to test out the whole resistance thing, which
I had questions about that. Like, that's what I need to see at play.
Yeah, so I guess
more difficult than it needs to be.
For you guys that don't really know about it, Alex writes basically that each side starts the war with 100 resistance, and resistance is reduced through every attack. When your opponent's resistance reaches 0, you take 25% of their money, 10% of each of their resources, and automatically destroys 10% of the infrastructure in each of their cities. They're then sent to beige, but only for 3 days. And he says this is to add more visual component to wars and encourage people to want to win the wars. Which like I said, you can't do an insane amount over there on the test server, but I did do a raid on some nation, I don't even know. I like the way it looks, and I mean it's your basic, drop down list of whatever you want to do through it. I don't know. It's gonna take a little bit more testing, I feel like, but it seems like it could be a cool thing and maybe easier to tweak if more issues arise. The way I look at the current war mechanics is that it's kind of really all over the fucking place, and something gets changed and then something in some other category of the war mechanics gets all fucked up. And I mean, if you just look at what we have now, planes are the biggest thing to use.
Mm-hmm.
Nukes are fucking bullshit. What's the point of having missiles? And I mean, it just comes down to that. And I mean, usually if you end up being the person to blitz at the right time and you take that lead, you end up, I guess, kind of being the one that comes out on top in the end. I mean, there's obviously times where that doesn't work out, but do you guys have anything to say about that?
I mean, I think that the thing with the blitzing, it's like you could blitz, but it's weird from what I've seen that if you get the upper hand first, then you automatically are going to win. So it'd be nice to see, like if somebody does a blitz first and then somebody counters, it's you could get a comparable fight instead of just like wasting all of your resources to, not go down as hard as you should. Like I've only seen it a couple times where somebody got blitzed and then they came back to actually win. So I'd like it to be more even, just because it's more interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not so like, oh well, they struck first and they did it really hard that one turn, so now they're fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I've only seen a couple battles like that on the tail end of like the last war. So I don't know. I just want to see it. And the thing that I'm really worried about is that all these war mechanics are going to come out right like as the war is starting, and everybody's going to be like, we don't know what we're doing. Shit's going to get fucked up. And then like everybody ends up wiping themselves out because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the changes might come around the 20th or after the 20th of December. Yeah. So I heard a couple of people saying, get ready for a war around that time, December war, Christmas war. So
yeah.
Salen, do you got anything to add to that at all?
No, not really. I haven't had the time to test out the new war mechanics there that they're trying to bring in. I was hoping to do that today, but I ain't getting called into work, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't do a huge amount over there unless you end up joining a group that's pretty active. But like I said, I tested it out. I got victories on the person I was attacking over there. It drops their resistance down. Your resistance doesn't like add any more over 100. You just keep going on there. We're gonna bring Lordship on to see if he wants to add anything about the mechanics here. Lordship.
All right, so from reading this resistance mechanic seems pretty interesting. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Your opponent's resistance reaches 0, you take 25% of their money. So let's say I'm fighting a war, and then let's say there's two people hitting one guy. Does his resistance go down per each of our hits, or is it individual?
I think that was a question that a couple people were asking too. I tried looking through stuff, and I can't actually find anything. I know one person mentioned something about like basically if assuming that all the people attacking him drops down his resistance. I mean, you could literally win the battle while this person is sleeping overnight. So, I mean, I guess Alex has to be a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got to be more clear about this because that obviously changes things. This buff to Beige, I mean, pretty useless because most people that know what they're doing aren't going to actually Beige multiple times. This will only be good like not even, because the only time you'll Beige the same nation like hella times is towards the end when somebody's about to peace out. Then you just mass Beige before they peace, so you can get maximum out of their piece.
Yeah. Let's just move on to I'll keep you on Lordship just to move it along a little bit. But basically there was a couple other bullet points that Alex put in there. He said tank casualties have been reduced by half in ground battles. This helps to make it less expensive. Sabotage operations, espionage are no longer limited by improvement caps. You can destroy between 2 to 15% of a target's units that you're sabotaging. Loot amounts are listed in the timelines. Nuclear weapons no longer send the opponent immediately to Beige. when winning a war and sending an opponent to beige. If they already beige you, will not reset them back to 3 days. You'll instead add 3 days to the beige time. Blah blah blah. And there's that little espionage buff there, but I think the biggest thing that stands out there is the nukes not sending immediately to beige. But I mean, how far does it really drop you down before you get to beige? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like really pressed with the 10% infra thing, like for each of your cities. Like, is that right? Like I read it a couple days ago, but I remember it saying like you'll lose 10%.
Yeah, 10%
in each of your cities, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
I
mean,
it's not like insane.
That's actually garbage.
10% of 1,500 is 150, so
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
I mean, war's already expensive, but like on top of that,
True.
like just like trying to recoup what you already lost in a ground battle, or getting your shit airstruck or whatever, and then it's an extra 10% on each of your cities after that. Like, what if you have like 24 cities? I mean, I guess if you have 24 cities, you can afford it, but I just think that 10% in every single city is a little much.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
10% of infrastructure in each of their cities. I wonder when that math applies. Is it when resistance drops to 0? So it would only apply when, let's say, you have like. Wow, this doesn't make any sense. Do airstrikes reduce resistance? Because then you can't airstrike you can't even like infra bomb them. Wow, this is actually garbage.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's the whole thing here. Like, it might look cool, but the actual mechanics behind it are still kind of shit.
Yeah,
I also heard something about more military units being able to do more infrastructure damage. So I mean, if that's true too, you got military units doing more infrastructure damage than 10% of infrastructure in each of your cities, and I'm not really sure what the logic behind that is, but
so if the math is applied after you've taken all the damage, it's not as bad. But something that is possible, or I don't know if it's actually a thing. So let's say you're like low resistance, and then you hit your opponent with a double buy, and then you swing the war back in your favor. Do you regain resistance? Like, you're no longer losing.
True.
Right. Just like,
yeah, I mean, I think these questions really need to be answered by Alex. It's like, I mean, I know you can't go over 100. I guess the best thing to do would be go on the test server and kind of just find someone to raid and see what happens. Or
oh, okay. So apparently through Fortify, you get resistance back, which costs 1 AP, 1 MS.
Oh, yes, there is that Fortify feature.
So that could be, I guess, decent if you're actually already winning or something. The system looks pretty freaking weird, dude. Minus 12 for airstrikes, that's like pretty bad, dude. Because you can't even carpet bomb them for a whole 5 days.
Yeah.
Which is like ideally what you do after you zero their military. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to mess around with it a little bit more, but I'm kind of interested to see nuclear warfare. I mean, I think the general status quo of like nukes is don't fucking use them, but
yeah, this change to nukes will actually be interesting, and the fact that nukes do minus 25, I don't know if it'll still be worth, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to see. Though I do like the spy change. I thought spies were pretty busted.
Yeah, the spy change is cool.
Like, spies are so strong, dude. If you kill an enemy spy, like, he's completely fucked because he'll never be able to recover in time.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's reduced by 30%, that's pretty good. That's a needed nerf. I can appreciate that change. But other than that, dude, I don't like this list, dude. I don't like how this list is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to any type of changes. I'm definitely not against changes, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Do you guys think that after these changes are implemented, or if they're actually implemented, there'll be a Christmas war?
No.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Christmas War is entirely dependent on FA. So I don't think
Yeah,
that'll
that's
happen.
fair. I think I feel war is going to come when Treasure Island breaks up.
True, which is probably around the same time, right?
Yeah,
The 20th of December is when Treasure Island ends.
there you
What
go.
do you guys think about Treasure Island, real quick? It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, but
in terms of,
I guess just the overall view of what you think of them.
I think it's genius, but it's super busted. It's a good day Sheepy nerfed it because like it's way too strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was very smart for JR to pull that off.
Definitely.
But at the same time, like they're making so much money, where there's a huge advantage to the side that has a shit ton of treasures and a shit ton of people. But the side that can actually afford to buy treasures off. So Treasure Island, pretty busted, dude. I think it should have been nerfed, which I agree with the nerf, but that's just my view on it.
Cialan, you still there?
Yeah, still here. Sorry, I'm kind of making eggs.
Oh, nice. Do you guys have anything to say before we end this show?
Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I don't have anything except for I love you, TriStar. I see you.
TriStar.
My man.
All right. So a lot of people kind of dropped out at the end here. It's kind of been going on for almost 2 hours. So I think we'll end it here. Just thanks to everybody that came out and chilled with us on our first broadcast here, and I'm hoping you guys like the show, and I'm hoping we can stick around, and I'll open up all your mics right now so you guys can just stick around and chat, and feel free to give me any type of feedback, and just hang out here in the server.
Well done, Max.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Max. This was fun.
No problem. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Sorry,
Peace out, guys.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
I got up way too early for this.
K-Night.
Hello.
Hey, K-Night.
What's up, man?
It's been good. I've been listening to this. I got up at,